Ice cream to me brings a lot of joy and happiness, and I was like really like nervous because my son got stung by a bee, and then it was like, let's get ice cream, and we got ice cream, and now everybody's better, so I feel a lot better, honestly.
Have you ever found yourself feeling happier by even just thinking about eating ice cream? Have you turned to the sweet treat to boost your energy or your mood? Turns out there's some science behind it all. Ice cream can make you happier, even if only temporarily. Today, we'll meet a couple who recently opened a homemade ice cream store, making a whole lot of customers smile, and in trying something new, discovering more happiness in their own lives too. That's all up next on Still Time for Joy, where we share practical advice for weathering life's storms and inspiring stories of resilience. Hello, I'm Sandra Levine, host of Still Time for Joy. My guest today is Linda Muller, owner of Mullers Creamery, which opened on Main Street in Toms River, New Jersey earlier this year. Welcome to the show, Linda.
Hi, Sandy. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So the studies show, we know it intuitively, ice cream can make us happier, releases some feel-good hormones, and often we're around other people when we eat ice cream. Do you find that people are happy just coming into your shop?
I actually do. When they walk in and they smile, they're excited. The kids often run in and are eager to pick a flavor. The parents are excited because their kids are excited. It becomes just an event just walking in. It's nice to see.
That is part of it too. Going out for ice cream can bring up memories that are nostalgic for adults being taken to get ice cream perhaps when we were children. And it's also that social connection, being around other people. And of course, it's just delicious. So you and your husband, Harry, both have other full-time jobs. What do you do besides make ice cream?
I am a math and science teacher. I teach the sixth grade, and my husband is just about finishing up 30 years as a lineman with Verizon.
So where did this idea come from to make ice cream?
Well, it wasn't anything that we ever expected that we were going to be doing. It happened during COVID. Two of our friends were opening businesses downtown, and the world shut down. And the town got involved and started closing down a portion of Washington Street. And everyone noticed there was a ton of kids and not a lot of things for kids. So we were asked to go to the store and kind of buy ice cream sandwiches just to have them for the kids and sell ice cream that way. My husband is way too competitive for that. And he said if we're going to be selling anything and putting our name on it or putting ourselves out there, that we were going to do it right. And so we spent COVID learning how to make ice cream.
Learning how? From YouTube, or how did you learn?
Yes, that's how we learned. We reached out to a couple places. There's such thing called an ice cream college, and they were all closed. And we reached out to a man named Emery Thomas down in Florida, and he said, oh, no, don't worry about it. We put them all online, and we watched, and we learned, and we played around with it. We found that it was fun. And it was something that during a time when things really weren't that fun, that we made the best of it. That's how it started. And we just kept trying all different flavors and asking our family and friends what they liked, and then we would try to make it. And we were pretty impressed with our ability to make ice cream. We had no idea that we had that talent.
And then talk to me about the cart that you were selling ice cream from.
So we started making ice cream, but then had no idea how we were going to keep the ice cream cold. And then Jimmy Capone, who owns Capone's Pizza, actually had a cart in the basement that he had from decades ago when at one time he was selling Italian ice. He said, go ahead, use it. And that's how it started. They would close a portion of the street in the town we live in. And we would go out every Friday and Saturday when the roads were closed. And they had outdoor dining, and we would sell ice cream that way. And we really built a fan base and a customer base that way. And that was the beginning of it, us in the street with a cart.
So how has it grown? You now have a really beautiful shop on Main Street. Talk to me about your shop.
Thank you. Yes, we were asked from the town, actually came to us at the end of the 2023 season, saying they had a building that they were trying to repurpose, and they really wanted an ice cream parlor, and they wanted to know if we'd be willing and if we wanted to come in. We did some thinking about it. The timing wasn't where we would have liked it. We're both working full time, but we were also nervous that if we didn't do it, someone else would. So we went ahead, we went in there, and for two people that have never built out an ice cream shop, we had a lot of fun with it, and it just birthed into this amazing shop that we're really proud of.
That's one of the keys to being an entrepreneur. When there's a good opportunity, you have to act fast. So good for you.
Yes.
So Harry actually makes the ice cream, and I got to see that myself firsthand. Can you tell me the process? Now, you make both ice cream and custard. So how is it made, and what's the difference?
I'll start with the difference. The difference is in the base. In an ice cream base, there's sugar and then there's cream. And in a custard base, there's sugar, cream, and egg yolk. So the egg yolk is what actually makes the difference between ice cream and custard. Custard has egg yolk.
And the egg yolk makes it creamier?
Yes, that it makes it a richer, a creamier ice cream. If there was a pyramid for ice cream, and at the top close to the top would be custard. It's definitely a better quality ice cream, if you will.
So what's the process like? Just briefly.
Well, we have to start with the base. It's a 2-day process. The base has to be created, which is the sugar and the cream, and if we're making a custard, the egg yolk, and that has to be cooked, and then it has to be chilled overnight for an entire day. The next day, we go into the shop. My husband does 99% of it. We'll put it into our batch freezer, and then that's how the ice cream's actually created.
So, yeah, it's quite a lot of work and quite a lot of cream, by the way. I saw what goes into that custard, and I've had it myself. It's absolutely delicious. So how many flavors about do you offer, and what are some of the favorites?
So currently we have 24 flavors that we offer. We offer 20 traditional ice cream and custard flavors, and 4 are our vegan flavors.
Now, you told me that in almost all of your ice creams and custards, you use all natural ingredients. Why is that important to you, and what have customers told you about what they think about the ice cream after eating it?
Well, we use all natural because we wanted it to be the best ice cream. There's a million different ice cream shops. You can go to the food store and you can buy ice cream. If people are going to come in and leave their house, come into our ice cream shop, we wanted to give them the best experience that they could have. So we wanted to have fresh ice cream that was pure. We didn't want to add anything that didn't need to be added to it. And people really can see the difference. People will actually walk out of the store, come back in and tell us that's the best ice cream they've ever had. And I got to be honest, my husband and I say all the time, we've had ice cream since we were little. We've never walked back into a shop and said, hey, that was the best ice cream we ever had. We've had good ice cream, don't get me wrong. And we really believe it's because of the quality ingredients that we use.
But you also told me, though, that some people who have had problems with dairy or some of the other additives in ice cream had bothered them, but they didn't find that from eating your ice cream.
Yeah, I believe it's because we use fresh ingredients. We don't add anything to it. We don't need any preservatives because everything is fresh, and we make ice cream daily. So I believe that's why that we see people not having trouble with it.
So there's a high school within walking distance from your shop. I actually attended that high school, Toms River High School South, and I bet you get a lot of students in. I've even heard some of the students come in and have ice cream for lunch. Is that true?
Yes, they do, and we love those kids. They come down, we open the shop up at 10 a.m. That's their first lunch, which feels like a breakfast to most people. And they say, listen, we're up at 5 o'clock in the morning. This is our lunch. So they come in. Most times they like to get shakes. We offer specials to them, and they've just been great.
So we have to talk about eating ice cream as part of an overall balanced diet with plenty of fruits and veggies and good proteins and fiber and all that. So we have to keep it in moderation because of all the fats and all the sugars. Do you have options for people who can't tolerate dairy or who are counting their calories or who can't have sugar because of health reasons?
So we do make vegan options, and that does not have the milk base to it. And we do make sugar-free. With the vegan, just means that our base isn't actual milk-based. It's we usually use oat milk and or coconut milk for our vegan options. The sugar-free, though, we don't keep in our traditional freezers. We put them in the to-go freezers because it doesn't sell as much.
So the ones without sugar aren't so popular, but what are the most popular flavors you sell?
Currently, our most popular would be our cappuccino, which is our version of a coffee, a mint Oreo, a mint chip, a vanilla cookie dough, and the cookies and cream.
And how about your favorite?
My favorite's the cappuccino.
Now, do you still like ice cream after being around ice cream so much? Do you still eat it?
I do. I discipline myself. When I'm there, I try very hard not to have any. And every once in a while, I'll treat myself. It's all about balance.
So another pathway to more joy is to try something new, to experience something novel, to step out of your comfort zone. How has this experience changed you?
My husband and I never would have thought this is something we would be doing. This was never something that we discussed. We've been together over 20 years, and this has never come up. The last 4 years when we started this journey, it was just eye-opening how much fun we were having with it. Don't get me wrong, it's time-consuming. It's a lot of work, but we're having a ton of fun with it. We enjoy our customers. We've watched them grow. Watching a child that was an infant in 4 years is now a child walking in that can order for themselves. It's a lot of fun. We feel sometimes like we're Sesame Street, the people in the neighborhood. The kids just like to come by and wave at us, and we love every minute of it. And that's why we do it. Our customers just make it so much fun, and they really make us feel that we're a part of the community, and that's what we wanted.
And what have you learned about each other, you and your husband, would you say, from working together?
We learned that it's good to have a sense of humor. We learned that we both are a great team, we're hardworking, and we both have a common goal. We just like to make people happy. And that's what we feel happens when you come into Mullers Creamery. You leave happy.
What are some of the things your customers tell you after they've eaten ice cream? How do you know that they're joyful and happy?
The best is, I'll see you later. I'll see you next week. Really, I mean, the fact that they just keep coming back. I had a customer yesterday come to me and say, we could have bought ice cream out in the cart. My husband was working out for a festival, but my son wanted to come down here just because he wanted to see you. That made me happy.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet. And he did. He sat right at our table and ate his ice cream. He wanted gummy bears and on his as his topping, and just he had a great time. Told me what he was going to be for Halloween.
Well, Halloween is also big in Toms River.
Yes.
Not just ice cream, but two great traditions at the Jersey
Absolutely.
Shore. So if anybody were to ask you, should I start a new business? What would you say to them?
I would say absolutely. However, be prepared because it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and you have to be prepared for that and willing to work, but absolutely don't be scared of it.
Well, it's so great to know that ice cream can make us happier, bring us more joy. Linda Muller, thank you so much for making so many customers happy through your many flavors of deliciousness and your beautiful new shop. Good luck with all of it. And thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
If you found today's show helpful, please share the information with someone who needs it and follow Still Time for Joy for more practical tips on weathering life's storms, as well as inspiring stories of people who have turned their pain into purpose. Please consider supporting the work that goes into producing the show on Patreon. Follow Sandra Levine Productions on Facebook and YouTube, and learn more at sandralevine.com.